Yo, yo, oh, yo, yo, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Hello there, good evening, and you are welcome to Maiyegun's Diary segment tonight. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you have managed to read the caption of the broadcast, and including the description of the video that you are about to enjoy with me tonight. So I say welcome once again. And from wherever you are watching from, remember, you can only get to know whenever Maiyegun is live or whenever Maiyegun uploads any new videos that could be of any interest to you. You can only know that if you subscribe. So you can do that right now. It's right there under the video. You can close the chat for you to be able to see it if you are using your mobile phone. So you can close the chat, the X. When you close that and it's gone, then you will see, yeah, you will see subscribe. I don't know if you can see that, right? So you see subscribe, then join. And I'll try and show you, share a screen with you on that, okay? So you can do that. I'm watching too on the phone. So after you do that, you can then go back to the live chats and start dropping your comments, right? And for those who are asking about the super chat, the super sticker is right there at the the right screen, just beside your comment box. You will see something like this, a dollar sign, and something like that will pop up. So you can use that. You can use the super sticker. You can use the super chat, and you can join as a member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico. So thank you so much, everyone who has been a member. My silver members who are actually the base, the rock base, the solid rock that the Maiyegun's Diary Politico channel will be built on. Thank you to every one of you, up to the diamond members too. You are those who actually valued Maiyegun so much that you don't care. Yes, you don't. You will pay to see Maiyegun if you have to. And it is always a very, very good gesture. I appreciate that. Thank you. However, tonight, there has been some brewing legislative attempts by the politicians in Nigeria in the past 1 year. Many of you remember the famous social media bill, the famous hate speech bill. All these bills were put together by the by the lawmakers, both in the National Assembly and the State Assembly. They all championed the same cause and they all chorused the same song, and that is, let us clamp down on free speech. Nigerians seems not to be buying the lies they sold them on the TV and radio, which are now owned by either government or the politicians themselves, agents of government, people who actually work in the same closet with the politicians in government or outside the government. They control the media, and therefore they control the narrative. People have found the social media as a very transparent, uncut access when you want to see uncut news. Yeah, there are fake news out there, but it's easier for you to detect fake news. Depends on what you are looking for. There are those who are looking for every horrible pictures to justify every horrible things being done by the government at a time compared to the other time. But nevertheless, the social media will still make you understand that these things happen unedited, no editorial mago. So they have waged war. They decided, they didn't know, not that they actually have a clue of how they are going to regulate social media, right? But they will try, because Nigeria is a lawless country. But the politicians themselves, who always put in this amendment into their laws, or Nigerian law, right? They put them in to checkmate what they think or suspect to become a threat. For example, free speech. If you can record a senator that was slapping someone in a sex toy shop, that is a big thing. Usually, someone will write that as a gossip. Many people will not believe that. But today, social media can capture the both audio and visual evidence of what is going on, including what is going on in the lives of all these criminal politicians in Nigeria. Most of these exposés that we have now, most of the most of the unearthed secrets of the government, deals, stolen money, secret properties, and so many other things that we get to know today and believe today were because social media gave us that chance. Now they are feeling the heat before the NSAS or before the coronavirus came, then before the NSAS protests came. They were feeling it, so they decided to raise two bills. One, hate speech bill. They were now taken to task on that. What defines hate speech? How can you say something is, I mean, my statement is hate speech. How can you define that in the law that says this is what actually makes up an hate speech? Because if you should say we should be prosecuting and arresting people with hate speech, politicians are those who make most hate speeches all the time. And we listen to their videos, we watch them all the time. So many of them will be in jail. So they couldn't come up to explain what is hate speech. Then they came up with what they call the social media bill. Social media bill is that if you post anything on social media and the government sees it, you can be prosecuted for that. It doesn't matter if that's what you posted is true or not, but you need the permission of government. For example, if I see a document now, and that document shows that either a minister or governor or the president or anyone working for the president were making some shady deals that the document gets leaked, right? So before if I post it on social media without getting the government of Nigeria's permission, I have committed a crime against that act of social media bill. Do you get that now? So if you want to post on social media and say, oh, Buhari is dead, that many of you posted it. Oh, Buhari is dead. Literally, Buhari is dead. That is it. I mean, that is against the social media law. So you have violated the law. If they catch you, all they need is just to screenshot what you posted on social media. So before you post anything about government in Nigeria, you must take permission from the government before you post them. Now, if you just post any single line of comment and they get it, you have violated the law. That is what they call their social media bill. But NSAS came. That shook them to their foundation, right? At the end of the day, Baba, the whole thing that they seem to have been trying to find another way of bringing back, they have finally found their mojo. They have finally found their voices and their strength. NSAS did not end them. Wow. So they thought NSAS was going to end the rigged system in Nigeria. They were all begging. Obasan, Speaker of Lagos State, that is currently standing trial for embezzling, mismanaging over 42 billion naira. Speak out, 42 billion in Lagos. The same House of Assembly in Lagos State, which are now under the probe of how they mismanaged 19.2 billion. That same House of Assembly, they came out today and they said all manners of nonsense. Sadly, most of them are young people too, including your former favorite actor, Desmond the Idiot. Desmond the Idiot said all he said on the floor of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and he came out later to say, why is it? I was only trying to, he said all manner of nonsense to defend himself, even though they didn't really add up. But we finally found the conversation that they all had on the floor of Lagos State House of Assembly. Honestly speaking, if you are a Lagosian, all the stuff I'm about to show now represent you, because those people represent you. I know many of you will say they are product of Jagabandit, Tifnumbu. I agree. But they have been there. And it is because you let that happen. If you're a Lagosian watching me right now, they told you that Lagos is a center of excellence where brilliant minds, brilliant people with brilliant leaders coexist. The center of excellence, the city of at aquatic splendor. You give yourself some fancy names, but you have the worst of any modern city in the whole world. The worst of the worst. You know why? Because you are represented by the worst in your society. And you elevated them. You elevated them to the position of your mouthpieces, not because they earned it, but because they have a godfather or godfathers who impose them on you. But we managed to get how they think of you as well. What they think of you, the young people in Lagos State and Nigeria as a whole. People died. The government of Lagos State called the Nigerian Army to come in and shoot protesters at Lekki Toll Gate. They brought in thugs to attack protesters at Alausa. You know all of that. They used their police to tear gas and attack protesters in Lagos State until the day they kill people at Lekki Toll Gate. I mean, publicly. Until that time, everything was peaceful, you know that. And we know what transpired afterward. Then we now know what is happening afterward as well. The lies they've told you, that there is no poverty, there is no hunger. Okay, I've never heard of that. There is poverty, but there is no hunger in Lagos or in Nigeria, as they will say. But the event of the last 5-6 days have shown to us that there are indeed massive hunger in the land. But your representatives in Lagos State, starting with Desmond idiot and Obasan, the one that has been been in Lagos State House of Assembly for God knows since when, is the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. He is a criminal, a thief that pays his own wife 10 million naira every month for just nothing, for just being the wife of the Speaker. The same criminal today decided that he started it, and I'm going to share it with you. He said, let us give a minute silence to the citizens killed by the police, not the miscreants killed by the citizens that died during the protest, not the miscreants killed by the police. So those who died at Lekki Toll Gate, to those bloodthirsty criminals that you call those bloodthirsty touts, glorified thugs. Those who got killed at Lekki Toll Gate are miscreants, to thugs. I'll take you through that. And their uncle, their Baba, Uncle Layamo came out and said, we need to do something about social media. We must be, you see this phone, people don't watch TV anymore. People don't listen to radio anymore. We need to do something so that we can switch it on and switch it off. Old archaic, old agade man that probably still lives in the past. Old archaic man. Laya Muhammad. They came to power through what? Through the power of social media. Young people tweeting for them, telling you about what is going to happen, change, and the rest of that. But Uncle Layamo is no longer, what do you call it? It's no longer comfortable with how you are using this social media. They have taken over the print. They've taken over the normal conventional media houses in Nigeria. They've threatened every one of them to submission. Social media, Uncle Layamo wants to control that too. And among other things I'm going to share with you today are also the fact that when politicians, especially the killings that is going on, still on that Lekki Toll Gate, as this former spokesperson for the Nigerian Army who just came on and said those who are singing the national anthem, those who are holding the Nigerian flags, they were holding weapons. And that was why the Nigerian Army shoot and killed them and took their bodies away. Very sad what they have turned the country into. And I'm going to take you quickly to how a joke they've all become. In my own way, and I believe in many people's consideration too, Then I'll stop by in London to let you know that it seems the pressure is going to be coming from abroad. As Nigerians have resorted back into their cocoon, having to wait for another day they would have against their own oppressors. I pray for you, you have that day. But it seems the pressure is still very much firing on all over the world by Nigerians who are still mounting pressure on governments of the world to rise and listen to the cries of the oppressed and depressed Nigerians, and now brutalized and killed by their own government. So we'll stop and have a shot at that. You've all heard the news about Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's nomination as the next director of the World Trade Organization, WTO, and the United States of America's objection to that. So we have until 9th of November before we will know if she will be the director of the World Trade Organization. I have a clip on that. I'm going to share that with you. So let's get started from Lagos. Back to my friend, Audrey Adeduson. Thank you so much for your super sticker. Is well delivered. Thank you. And again, to Dapo Boy, a member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Same with Olatunji Babatunde. You see, when you join Maiyegun's Diary Politico and you become a member, either a silver or a gold or a platinum or a prime or a diamond member, there's going to be this sign in front of your name. Every time you drop a comment, you will stand out. That is also there for everyone who actually loves Maiyegun that much, because those are the outstanding ones there. So thank you. Let's go to Lagos. I'm going to start this with how Lagos State House of Assembly discussed the shooting of peaceful protesters at Lekki Toll Gate. And I'm going to start with Obasan. After that, I'm going to take you through another lady. I'm going to take you through Desmond Idiot. Desmond Idiot actually called protesters children. How old is Desmond Idiot? Sincerely, guys. How old is he? He's feeling like a big man now. Former actor that was giving you morale, telling you about what you can be in life, your confidence. Whenever he was to act, he was like, you know what I mean? Oh, dear. But it is well. Let's start with Obasan, a thief that is overseeing the all of thugs and touts, male and female, who are actually a bunch of, ass lickers to the power that be in Lagos. What they do is just go there, rabble, talk shit, and then, get paid, and they get themselves extra wives or get them, that's what they do. And the next election, they go about sharing completed public toilets or giving you 100 naira bread or giving you Ankara and every other thing they can give to you so that they can come back next time and you waste your 4 years of your lives again and you wait for another 4 years and no. When are you going to get tired? Lagosians. They're not really that smart, by the way, but they love giving excuses. And when they are convenient, they will tell you Lagos is still better than every part of Nigeria because they are trapped in their own bubble. You are in your own bubble in Lagos, your own bubble. City of excellence with zero electricity. Think about that. Well, the reason why that won't happen is because thugs, touts, street thugs are elevated to be your mouthpieces. And there you go, your Lagos. Let's start with Obasan. Let me see if I have the right one.
Before we put the questions, shall we rise and observe 1 minute silence in honor of those patriotic Lagosians who lost their lives and not miscreants that were killed by the police? Mr. Clark, kindly observe 1 minute silence. May their souls rest in perfect peace.
They rose to give a minute silence. Did you hear that? Not for the miscreants killed by the police. Not the miscreants killed by the police. Did you get that? At the end of the day, they only stood up for just 32 seconds. 32 seconds. He said 1 minute silent. They are impatient because they have a lot they wanted to say. Every one of them. Okay? And they started the story, making it look like it was the NSAS protesters, who were looting, who were burning buildings. They know this, they know the truth. Oh. But let's start with Desmond Idiot. Desmond Idiot, a former actor who suddenly used social media to gain more fame politically and swindled young people, making them realize that he's going into to politics was going to be for their good, only for Desmond Idiot to become honorable representing Surulere, who is now sharing. Oh dear, you don't want to see that. By the way, is now honorable commissioning hand wash with plastic buckets and taps attached to it, and then he put them on the side of the road. That is his project. Or if he's not doing that, he's busy commissioning boys and girls toilets in Surulere as public project, or is busy commissioning boreholes. But you can see, I want you to pay attention to the next 4 minutes of what this guy is saying. And I want you to pay attention in the sense that I want you to see the rage in him. And I want you to take note of that rage as his rage against the young people, the same people he rode on their back to whatever he's enjoying right now. But he's already on the other side, so I'm not sorry for him. But let's listen to Desmond Idiot for the next few minutes.
Mr. Speaker, we need to address certain things. The Nigerian youth, the social media, the social influencers, all of these are making the narrative that we are seeing today, except we are joking with ourselves. Social media, yes, though good, has its negative impact. Let me first thank you for condemning the wanton killings and carnage that happened at Lekki. When I went through the comments, I could not believe it, Mr. Speaker. The curses, the abuses from children. And I ask myself, is this Nigeria? What is going on? Children cursing, people having the effrontery to enter an Oba's palace, hold the staff of office. Culture is gone. Mr. Speaker, in the next 5 years, there will be no Nigeria. If we don't start now. The youth is not only those who do the peaceful protest. Those who have looted, who have destroyed lives, they are youths as well. Mr. Speaker, pregnant women went into malls, picked things and went away. When shall we change this narrative? I put it to all the celebrities out there, all the motivational speakers. This is the only country we have. The wealthy will go. When anything happens, what is our common saying? We die here. Please, celebrities, please, social media influencers, stop the hatred already. You have a means constitutionally to change government. It's called your P.
Now, this is where he put it to everybody that if you want to take power, he's talking hatred. He's talking about the comments that people were abusing them attacking them on social media. Now the comments make him mad like that. It's not making any sense, so, but it made one sense. He said, if nothing is done, the Nigeria will be gone in 5 years. Desmond is an idiot. Nigeria is gone already. He is one of those working so hard to make Nigeria appear as a one country. And the more they work hard and harder, the wider and wider and wider the country parts. Watch this.
See. Go to the elections. If you are tired, come and enter government. People are dying. The narrative must change. Government, Mr. Speaker, this is my prayer. From the National Assembly, we must decentralize the federal government. Regions must start to operate. It's obvious states are on their own. Regions should start operating. The narrative should start here. I so submit, sir.
So after rabble-rousing, right? Although it didn't make any sense, but the last part was like, you know what, Mr. Speaker? Meanwhile, he's reacting because of the abuses on social media. Don't forget that too. That was the reason why he's like, the abuses, the causes. We have to do something because in the next 5 years, there will be no Nigeria entertainers out there, celebrity, motivational speakers. We have no other country. It's not making any sense. But I will try and make few senses out of, especially the last part.